Welcome back to Movie Show Plus. It is so good to be here. I'm film critic Tom Santilli, here with my partner in crime, my main man, Mr. Greg Russell himself. Greg, how
Glad to
you doing,
be
man?
great, man. Good to be here. Good to be seen. Love it. And
Always
back
good to be
together
seen.
with you. This is great.
Yeah, man, this is so cool. Movie Show Plus is still going strong here. Um, we are heading as we record this, we are heading into the fall. I mean, it's officially going to be the
Wow.
fall. We got football starting up. My
Right.
son's going back to school here in a couple weeks. My wife has already started back to school. Uh, the fall movie season is upon us. What a year it's been so far, Greg. What do you feel? Any highlights of the year for you as far as interviews or movies you've seen or anything with the movies? How are you feeling about 2024?
Thus far, pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's amazing though how I think a lot of these people are now even getting smart where certain movies they're just automatically going to streaming, even with big stars, because they know, hey, people will watch it at home as compared to spending money to go out and see that particular type of movie. I
Yeah,
mean, like we both know, if it's, a superhero movie
yeah.
that comes out, yes, everybody wants to see that, of course, on the big screen. But there was a recent rom-com, won't necessarily say the name, with two big stars that opened up streaming.
Yep.
But then again, it's like everybody watched it at home. And because I don't think, there would have been that much of a crowd to go out and see that particular one.
Yeah, it seems like the movie theaters have shifted to like kind of like a go big or go home, literally. Like either you go to the theater to see the huge blockbuster movie, or there's really no place for it. It's weird though. A report just came out before we recorded this. Variety put out that the movies overall, as we head into September, down about 19% from last year, down from 2019. Nobody really counts the pandemic year.
Right.
So across the board, this is like an overall down year for the movie industry. Uh, Kind of crazy though, because just 3, 4 weeks ago, when Deadpool Wolverine opened,
Yeah.
that movie quickly became the number one highest grossing R-rated film of all time,
Right.
uh, only in like a month. And everybody's praising, how the movies are back, the movies are back, and then a couple weeks later, a report comes out, oh, the movies are down. There's so many mixed messages, Greg. Help us sort through some of this noise.
Well, Like we
What's
we've
going
said,
on?
like we've said, superhero movies or action movies. Like if they came out right now with John Wick 10, I don't know which number it's up on. Heck yeah, people will fill into the movie theaters to see that, see all that big action. And like you said about, the one that just came out that broke all the records. Then again, you've got a superhero movie, plus these two guys who are great. I mean,
Yeah,
just their personalities, they work well with each other.
yeah,
And, both kind of snarky in their comedic way. So yeah,
that's true.
people want to see that. But yeah, you almost hate to say it where now, if it is a, nice little rom-com, you better have a car blowing up or something because people will then just kind of go, oh, I might just wait, to see that at home. Even though you and I both wish, I mean, get out and enjoy a movie experience. I mean, I still say it's always the best first date ever.
Yeah,
It's also, no matter what you think, folks, it's also a cheap date still on the
yes,
weekend if you compare it to, restaurants and other things like that.
that's true.
And just get out of the house and go see a movie.
Deadpool Wolverine 2 is kind of not only is it, the new kind of movie where everybody goes to the theater, it had a really unique marketing campaign that's a little bit different than normal. It wasn't just traditional trailers. They started a year ago. Ryan Reynolds was putting out little, videos on X. I keep wanting to call it Twitter, but it's officially called X now, I guess. Uh, TikTok, things like that. That they really did it in a modern way. They had people really excited for this movie. Earlier in the year, we had Inside Out 2. People were, talking about the death knell of Pixar, and how Pixar couldn't come up with a hit. All of a
Right.
sudden, Inside Out 2 became the highest animated. So even though 2024, a down year, it will be remembered for having the highest grossing animated film of all time, the
Yep.
highest grossing R-rated film of all time. So the movies are changing is the key thing. Change is always hard. It's not
Right.
easily accepted. I don't think movies are dead. It's just the kind of movie that we're used to seeing. like you said, it'd be nice. When I was a kid, you could go walk into a movie theater on any given day. There'd be a rom-com, there'd be a drama, there'd be an action movie, there'd be all kinds of different kinds of movies. I think those days are gone,
Yeah.
but there's still a great time out. You can still go out, like you said, make a night of it and have it be a good time. On the flip of that,
Yeah.
you have a movie like Kevin Costner's recent film Horizon, which I know you spoke with him in the last episode and had a good experience with that. Uh, that movie completely bombed at the box office, and they even to the point where they were going to have a part two come out in theaters in August. They pulled that plug.
Mhm.
What do you think that says for films like that? And what do you think of that movie?
I think, the bad part is, like you said, 3 hours long. And anytime you go to a movie, even if you know that there's going to be another one coming up, you want a conclusion.
Yeah.
You want to know that, okay, it's not over, but I got to see the end on this one where
Yes.
whatever with the bad guy or whatever happens. And you didn't. And like I said, and it's 3 hours long. Um, and it's a Western, which it's kind of funny where obviously like when I was growing up, like when Kevin's growing up, I mean, those are the big movies.
Yeah.
Now with, things that people know about, as far as, things that happen in the West, a lot of people are also going, we don't want to see that.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want to see, what went on in that way. So, I think that also happened as well. But again, I think really the 3 hours and no conclusion, is what makes people think just chop. They already talked about that too. Chopping it up and making it 6 episodes,
Mm,
and you
yeah.
can watch it when you want.
Exactly. Yeah. How are things behind the scenes? As people know, being a film critic, we get a lot of opportunities to interview people. You have been on the press junket circuit for several years now. Used to being flown out by the studios to interview the biggest stars for the latest films.
Yeah.
For since COVID, I know things shifted and downsized dramatically. Things were heavy Zoom for a while. How would you say things have, uh, you know, altered over the years with the press junkets in your world? Have things got back to normal? Is it less films overall? Is it less, quality stars? Like any changes at all? What's going on behind the scenes of Hollywood?
Well, the junkets have picked up. I mean, I've been doing more and more, usually like at least now once a month. And it's so weird, Tom, because just like you said, for 20 some years, that was my life. Every weekend, you're on a plane going to
Yeah.
New York, LA, London, wherever. You were used to it. Now you're just kind of like going, I really don't want to go because you're just, you've gotten so used to
Yeah.
staying at home.
Sure.
But they do like a lot of the bigger ones, like you said, like with the Kevin Costner movie. Now, true enough, they flew us to Chicago for that one.
Yeah.
And then, a couple of months back, I did get sent out to LA for the new Beverly Hills Cop movie,
Yeah.
and which is on Netflix, which is
It's
funny. So,
nice.
but yeah, so they are picking up a little bit, but also they realize now people at home are used to seeing the Zoom interviews. So that doesn't bother people anymore.
Right.
It's not like, oh, okay, that looks kind of funny. So you're not really with the person or, whatever. It's like, nope, that's what we're used to seeing, so
Look at us right now. Well, yeah.
right,
Look at our show.
absolutely. We're zooming, who's zooming. So yeah, I don't think the audience, is now feeling like it's like a jip, like, oh, they're not really there or whatever. It's like, nope, you're talking to them that way. And once you look at it again, it is a way for the studios to save money.
Yeah.
It's like you said, a lot of them aren't making the big, bucks like they used to. So yeah, this is going to be around. This is going to be part of it. It's always going to be kind of like this, either something in person when it's something really big or zoom,
Yeah.
zoom, zoom.
My mind is always on awards, Oscars. It's hard to believe that we're already to September here, which is this time of year when people start talking about award-worthy films of the year, 2024.
Right.
Usually the release schedule is heavy. Last year, the Oscars, as far as the ratings, they ticked up slightly, but historically they're still crashing way down. And that was in a year where we had these massive popular films like Barbie and Oppenheimer nominated. Uh, I am not seeing that kind of a film on the slate this year. The kind of film that is going to draw a lot of attention. Maybe there's something in the pipe here, coming down, for fall. But Greg, I mean, what are we in store for, do you think, too, with the award season? I know we're both part of Critics' Choice.
Yep.
We have that award show that comes every January, but now is the kind of the time where everybody starts talking. Has there been that Oppenheimer kind of level hype over anything that we've seen?
You're right, no.
Yeah.
Was that too quick? But no, nothing, like you said, big. Again, I'm pretty sure that that's what Kevin was trying to go for,
Yeah, yeah,
this thing. The big epic movie. But no, nothing I can even think of. And again, you're right about, as far as trying to get the audience back to watching the Academy Awards. Like you said, the younger people today, they're used to growing up with like the MTV Awards, the Critics' Choice Awards, the whatever kid award, da 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 da. It's nothing special to them.
right. That's true.
No,
That's true.
as,
It's very
as
true.
far as, because that was always our pinnacle, so we still watch it, of course. But yeah, they're like, I saw Taylor Swift on the whatever other awards. I'm good.
That's very, very true. It's kind of gotten watered down with all the other, telecasts and streams. Well, Greg, we can't fix all the problems of the world, but we can entertain the people in our half hour that we have
Yes.
here on the air. Uh, I know you got some interviews coming up here. As always, we'll show you some featurettes and of some new films coming out, some new trailers that are dropping. We'll show you the slate of films coming out in September. But before we leave the people for today, Greg,
Yeah.
you have anything you'd like to leave lasting, out there with the people? Where can people find you? What's going on? Any words of wisdom for us, Greg?
Oh, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. There you go, Tom. Help me bring in a
We always
Beatles.
fit the Beatles in every time
Thank
somehow.
you. Thank you. Well, of course, right here on Movie Show Plus, and also on Local 4 here in Detroit on the show Live in the D. I'm there every Friday. And also on with Paul W. Smith on WJR every Friday afternoon talking about movies. So you can catch me there. And Tom is like all over the place doing his thing as well. Mr. Cool.
And I know that you've been having some highly successful tours, right, with your tour company on
Oh,
on
yeah.
the side, right? Yeah, around Detroit.
Oh yeah, the Russell Brothers City Tour business has really, really picked up. I
Great.
mean, not sounding funny. We're recording this, folks, but I had one yesterday. I got one tomorrow. Got one the next day. Skipped the other day, but then two after that.
That's great.
And it's like, whoa. And how about you? I mean, I know you've even started on your whole new, other business venture as well. How's that going?
Yeah, this summer I launched my own insurance agency, the Tom Santilli Farm Bureau Agency. Rocking and rolling with that. We deal with auto, home, and life insurance, really commercial insurance, anything I can help people with. I'm in the helping business. As people know, I still have a wedding video company, Complete Video Solutions.
One of the
Uh,
best.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, but for years, in some ways, this might sound hokey, but that was a kind of insurance. I was always educating and selling people on, look, after your wedding, this is going to become valuable down the road. This is something that's going to be valuable down the road to you, not you're necessarily now. You're not maybe going to watch it every Tuesday after your wedding, but
Right.
10 years from now, it's going to become a valuable thing. That's kind of like insurance. So yeah, anybody wants to find my stuff, they can look us both up online. We'll flash up some websites here in a second, and people can check that out. But Greg, always good to
Yes.
chat with you.
You
Hopefully, we get a
too.
chance to do this again next month. We'll be back again. The new format of the show is every month. So if you're catching this on a rerun, it's typically a new episode every last Sunday of the month,
Yeah.
kind of previewing the upcoming month. So let's
Fabulous.
dig in to what we have coming up here in September, Greg, and
Let's do it.
we'll see people at the movies.
All right. Love it.
Something's coming. Something we've never seen before. What intrigued me was the origin story. And to be voicing Optimus Prime is another level. He begins as Orion Pax, as a worker in the mines. This is his journey to becoming the all-powerful, all-knowing Optimus Prime.
The pantheon that is Transformers. We want to see where they started.
Sounds incredible.
We want to see what Cybertron looked like
It's beautiful.
and how D16 became one of the greatest arch nemesis of all time.
Really is about a friendship where the two of them become enemies. This film has an incredible cast. There's Scarlett Johansson as Alita,
It does have a nice ring to it.
Scarlett brings Scarlett to the role.
She is strong and she's tough.
With Brian Tyree Henry as D16.
We get to see the absolute beginning of Optimus and Megatron.
If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you! I accept those
The
terms.
fact that they were actually best friends.
Keegan-Michael Key plays B,
Yes!
also known as Badassatron.
Over the last few movies, he's almost like a silent movie star.
Oh, thank you.
But now we get to imbue him through his voice. I need wheels!
Lawrence Fishburne plays Alpha Trion.
I see strength in you.
John Hamm is Sentinel Prime.
I think we all deserve a little fun.
Steve Buscemi is Starscream.
Look, that's Starscream. Silence!
You get to see all these characters be elevated in a completely different way than we've seen them before.
Which was a lot of fun.
Holy Primus.
That was awesome!
When you're all driving carpool and banging your Pilates instructors to fill the empty voids in your life, we'll see who gets the last laugh. My mom grew up here, that old house on the hill.
Wait, the ghost house? Is your mom Lydia Dietz?
Unfortunately,
She's a legend.
The living, the dead. Can they coexist?
Now's my chance.
ghosts aren't real. Only gullible people believe that kind of crap.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I need you to help me save my daughter. Like, how do I know that you're gonna keep your word?
I swear on my dead mother's soul. Days. Bob, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through. Let's go, honey.
Recognize this puss.
Never seen that chick before in my life. Or afterlife.
Are we doing this?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I'm needed upstairs. Bob, hold down the fort. Spill your guts. Who wants to go first? All right, I will. See, I'm willing to do the work.
Swear the afterlife is so random.
You're that thing from my dream.
Really more nightmare material.
Confronting the unknown, conquering your fears. There's nothing harder.
What the f? Thank you all for coming to this special occasion, but right now with like a little privacy.
For years, everybody told me you should write a show about your mother and yourself. She was so out there.
Stop telling me how to live my life. You just shut up.
And I thought, who's gonna watch that?
You're making me out to be some fucking mama's boy.
Then I realized maybe if he was like a really badass guy.
So what happened with you and The Sopranos? It was like HBO said, go for it, man.
Well, nobody else wanted it.
David was a TV veteran, but hadn't really directed.
I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew it was going to be about money and death.
Could you have a killer as your lead?
Is there a place for that on television?
I would lay it all out for the writers.
David starts filling the whiteboard. This thing gets done, and he goes, this is fucking horrible. Erases the whole... I mean, it took us hours.
We said things that nowadays would be frowned upon.
We're writing about bad people, and we got to access those parts of ourselves.
The story comes out of those characters.
The garbage business is changing.
Let me pick the energy up. I'm very tired.
That stuff is sort of my specialty because I was from Queens.
Carmela was something that HBO had discussed, but I went in wanting Dr. Melfi.
Mr. Soprano?
Jim had his own way of becoming Tony.
Unless you're really diligent, you can end up taking your work home, and as an actor, that's not always a great idea.
He'd probably quit the show every other day.
Did you see elements of yourself in Tony?
The Sopranos really redefined what people are willing and what people want to watch at home.
In that writer's room, we went through divorces and children being born and the stuff of life.
The more I did The Sopranos, I began to realize that the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on. It's always mesmerized me.
How are you doing? You okay, David?
Yeah, I'm just talking my hat off. As Tony says, remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
I see trees of green and clouds of light, bright blessed day, dark sacred night, what a wonderful world.
I love adventures, I love stories with heroes and villains and all that kind of stuff, but the stuff I always connect with is the smaller, more intimate things, the feelings that these characters are feeling. That's the stuff that I hold on to.
You're his mother now.
I do not have the programming.
He needs to swim and fly.
Swimming's easy. I can teach him the way my mom taught me. Swim!
Roz is an unrelentingly kind character. In this wild place that she was never designed to be, she learns kindness can be a survival skill.
Did you perhaps order a Rosam helper robot?
Where do you think you're going?
Everyone on Wild Robot had such a great passion, and they're all doing their best work. This magical combination of scope and heart, based on the look of the book, and with the subject matter that we were working with, DreamWorks is the perfect studio because the animators had already been developing this amazing illustrative style.
Wow. You need to learn how things work on this island.
Do you need assistance?
We're really pushing the look further than what we had started on Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It takes a lot of work, so we did a little sample trying to make the leaves and grass on the ground merge together into solid areas of color. That really convinced us that it could work.
The vision of the art department combined with the comfort of the artist with the technology, all those things have built up. We wanted all those painterly touches, but we still wanted to be able to follow our characters through a believable dimensional world.
They've really paid attention to every single detail. Every frame of this film creates spaces where it wants you to look.
Brightbill was never supposed to get this far.
Hello, bonjour, hijambo. I am Gosling 0186. Right.
The migration to me is the showpiece of the whole movie. That's the scene that we have to build everything else around because we really had to earn that moment, and Chris boarded the whole thing himself.
Ready? I guess I have to be.
He was a hero of mine since I was a kid. I grew up looking at his drawings in The Art of the Lion King, and it's a dream come true in every way.
I think I got it!
The artists here have outdone themselves in bringing a book and a story and characters to life that mean so much to me and to them, and hopefully someday to all of our audience that sees it. It's nothing like I've ever seen or experienced before. I cherished every single day.
You are ordered to return home.
I am already home, and I am a wild robot.
Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online, and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel.